Alrighty guys, just want to do a quick midday recap before we break for lunch here. So as I mentioned earlier, I typically trade the first 2 to 3 hours of the day, take a quick break between 12 and 1 p.m. and then we come back and start hitting trades after 1 p.m. for the closing session. Still short AVGR from this morning, and so far it's behaving the way that I wanted to see. So again, the short signal through 195 and some covers at 91 and 88. Just want to make sure that we're still seeing that confirmed kind of lower high under 95, then see if we can just continue this trend lower throughout lunch. I'll let you guys know before I close out this midday recap exactly where I plan to put the stop, but I kind of feel like if I had to pick a spot right now, I'd probably put it at 201. But if we can get back down under 90, I'll actually put it at 96. So I'll let you guys know shortly what I decide to do with that. Before I get into some details on the morning trades, I just wanted to, again, just welcome a lot of new faces into the group today, a lot of new names. Really glad to have you guys. I hope you're here for the right reasons. We're going to teach you our system, our risk management system, the setups that we trade and use every day, the ones that work consistently, how to properly manage the risk, how to trade without fear, without FOMO, and most importantly, how not to end up being someone that's chasing alerts and not understanding why you're buying stock. So the whole idea behind our service is not only to allow you to sort of follow the trades along as I take them in a step-by-step format, which I think is a really, really good and fast way to learn, but also so that you really fully understand the reason behind each trade, how the risk management works, how the risk reward works. And our ultimate goal is to develop you into an independent trader, so someone that within a few months' time will have a very strong grasp on what works and what doesn't, and be able to apply the strategies that we teach to your own trading, and hopefully stick around and still be part of our community and help us with posting alerts. And the beautiful thing about actually teaching the system that we use as opposed to just learning it is that it makes the whole community better. It allows everyone to sort of share their ideas, all looking for similar setups, and it just helps everybody have more eyes in the market. And as a result, there's gonna be a lot of good trade ideas flowing around. For example, I missed the short on CARA this morning, but somebody who is fairly new to our group, who's picked up really quickly on our setups, caught a short on this one this morning. So it's just a good example of how when we're all looking for the same stuff, both long and short, it really goes a long way in the quality of the community and the quality of the trade ideas that go into the chat room. So with that said, if you're trading with us, the first thing I'd want to be sure is that if you're taking this seriously and you want your best shot at being successful, this journal program is called Evernote. You can use anything you want to track trades, but it's super important to me. And almost every professional trader that I know uses a journal program, whether it's TradingView, which is a small fee for it, or Evernote, which I prefer. It's free. It doesn't give you stats, but what it does give you is the ability to sort of run through your trades really quickly with a visual and sort of see what's working and what's not. This has been a huge tool for a lot of our traders, so I highly recommend using it. Obviously, don't just track your winning trades with it. It's very important to track the losing trades. Especially stuff like FOMO trades or chase trades, stuff where you've made mistakes that you can identify by looking back in your journal and correct them so that you can improve your trading going forward. So even after 12 years of trading, at the end of each day, when I go back over our trades and I recap in detail each and every trade that I took from entry to exit, I don't just pat myself on the back for winning trades. I'm always sort of going through with you guys ways I can improve or areas where I could have done a little bit better, for example, as I really think it's a good way for you guys to learn. And it also helps me out as well. So the program here is called Evernote. There's a blog post on our website. If you just go to livestreamtrading.com/blog or click on the blog menu item, scroll down to where it says using a trading journal to improve your performance. I'm just going to post that link in the general channel so you guys can set that up over lunch if you want. And it's really simple. I'm going to actually tag a trade for you right now so you guys can see how I do it. So the first long signal that I got today was on OPGN. And the setup here was for a long over 225 with risk off 220 support. This is a valid trade signal, that one that you'll see me play over and over and over again. I entered at 26 and 27-ish. I'll post my execution chart in the chat room for you guys. Actually, I'll just show it right now. Entered on the bid, and then a little from the offer is the setup formed for the breakout. So I don't actually use this chart for my Evernote journal because honestly, to be perfectly honest, I don't really like the look of the Trade Zero charts, and I don't see the setups as clearly. So I like to just use my TC2000. So the way that I do this is I click in the chart, I'll press Alt plus print screen, which will copy the chart. So click in the chart, hold Alt, press print screen. We're going to come back to Evernote, and I'm going to add a new note. And then from here, I just type in the ticker. In this case, it's OPGN. And then Control V to paste the chart in. It's that simple. Done. Then you can add a few arrows, and I'll annotate the image. Right click, annotate the image, add the arrows of where I bought, which I bought on the bid right there, as explained in chat in the live stream earlier. And I took a little bit from the offer on that little breakout spot right there as well. I didn't have huge expectations for this one, but a valid little signal like this can pad your day with a few bucks, you know. So even though I don't expect it to be a huge trade, and I was a little bit concerned about the liquidity was a little low, but the risk reward was super on point here with the 20 stop. I sort of just push out shares into the offer as it starts to work its way up. Took a little out right there. Best sell I got was 42. My final target was 44, and then I sold the rest, that last little tiny bit on this break of 33 right there. I actually could have stuck with this one, and I kind of explained that maybe I should have kept a hard stop, and it's still actually holding up. So it wouldn't be a horrible one to hold over lunch, but that's just a quick example of how I'll do a journal entry. For the date, 2018-05-29, that's today. And then basically just long, short, win or loss. This is a long, win, just like that, done. And then you go down here on the side, it shows all the tags. And the way I do it is I have, I color code it. So if it's a green day, you just right click, style. There's a little grid over here, you click on that to open the colors, gives you a green. Or on like the 17th, which was a red day, small red day, almost as always with very tight stops. Just couldn't get anything going on that day, so that was a red day. Just like that, simple as that. And then it's just done, and anytime you want, you can start just sort of pushing through your trades, looking at what's working and what's not working. Huge, huge tool. I highly recommend it. Definitely do it. And you'll notice an improvement very quickly in your trading. So OPGN, I had a long signal on Journ, but I don't actually qualify this one. There's a certain piece of criteria that I mentioned earlier that it didn't quite meet, and although the trade did push a bit, I didn't take this one because it didn't meet the criteria. So staying very, very true to my criteria and system, it goes a long way. I had a short signal on MYSED, which I didn't trade because of the risk rewards problem that I mentioned earlier. Kara was a great trade again. Congratulations to those of you who caught that one without me. I missed it. And CODX, it didn't signal long for me up here. I don't have any borrows on it, so probably no trade for me. It doesn't look like it's coming back, but you never know. We'll come back to it later if it does. So not a bad start to the week. Still short some AVGR, and what I think we'll do is we'll just keep a really tight stop on this one. I'm going to put a hard stop in at 97 to guarantee a win on it. And I'm hoping that this continues to follow its trend into lunch. So the ideal scenario here going forward today would be we kind of retest 85, a lower high, and then a break of 85, and then we kind of go towards those final targets. Overall, the daily chart doesn't look like the type of chart that's just going to fall apart completely today. So be modest with the targets. And as you guys know, whenever I take a trade, if it reaches 2 targets, it's always going to be a win. I'll never let a win turn to a loss. So that's why I keep my stops tight. At the end of the day, if you get stopped out of something for a small win and then it comes back in a trend, you can always re-enter the trade. So that's the way I like to look at it. So if you are just joining us for the first time today, welcome. definitely take your time to go through the content we've put together for you in the members portal, okay? This is going to go a long way in your trading, a very, very long way. So start by learning the risk management system. Learn the setups and patterns that we play. We just repeat the same ones pretty much over and over again. It's a very systematic approach. It really helps reduce the emotions in your trading. Really helps take out the guesswork. It just basically comes down to either the criteria is met and we have either a buy signal or a short signal. And then once we're in the trade, we have certain criteria to keep us in the trade and exit signals as well. Some really helpful stuff, avoiding bull traps. There's a lot of spots, especially in the first part of the day, where bulls, it's typically newer traders tend to get caught again and again and again. Those often end up leading into some of our short signals, but there's some very obvious stuff that should really open some doors as to like, wow, I can't believe I never noticed that before, or at least now you know what to avoid and definitely save some money on the long side for some of those not so valid setups. All the stuff in here is equally important, even as far as fundamental research, understanding SEC filings, if that's your thing. Bark Trader, who goes, his name's Drew, who goes by Bark Trader in chat, is an expert at fundamental research. He's a great guy. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to him. He's always good to chat. And he pretty much does all the research on anything that's going to be more of a fundamental play versus a technical play. But take your time going through those, and definitely don't skip out on the daily recaps. These recaps, I will go through every trade that I took, whether it was a win, loss, scratch, start to finish. Every single thought that goes through my head between these trades is explained every single day. So each one of these webinars is about 30 minutes long. You can see like the one on Friday was 50 minutes long. It was a little bit slow in the afternoon, so we covered the day's trades and did a Q&A session. So there is an incredible amount of value for you guys in this stuff. And I would just take some time going over it each night. Make sure you watch the daily webinar each day so you get the takeaways from the day. Over a very short period of time, you're going to start understanding and seeing which setups work and which ones don't. You're going to understand quickly why we use the risk management system that we do, and things will really come together nicely. Just make sure you're continuing to journal. If you have questions, we're always open to answer questions, so just post them in the general channel of chat. And once again, I'm really looking forward to working with you guys and seeing your progress. But remember, nothing happens overnight, so take your time, trade small in the beginning, get to learn the strategy. And yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to hearing your progress, guys. So this is our usual lunch break as we approach 12 o'clock. I'm still going to hold AVGR short over lunch, hard stop at 97. If it stops at 97, it's still a win. If it continues to trend, we can make a decent, better win out of it. And I'll be back as usual just after 1 p.m. to start going through the afternoon trade ideas. And it looks like today we're probably going to have a decent afternoon, so expect a trade or two in the afternoon. But I recommend not trading over lunch between 12 and 1 p.m. unless, like me, you're holding a position. Alrighty, guys. Any other questions I'm going to answer in today's end-of-day webinar? Just as a quick recap, I'll go into way more detail about the signals we took this morning during that webinar. And I'll see you guys after 1 p.m.